Hello, and thanks for watching Focus, a show that focuses on community, unity, and service, featuring nonprofits and community heroes. I'm Chris Giard. Our next featured nonprofit is Your Community Cares, a statewide organization based out of Manchester that connects volunteers with older or disabled community members who need help with everyday tasks. My guests are Michelle Puzzo, the president and co-founder, and MD Birmingham, the other co-founder. Thank you both for joining us here on Focus today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So let's start off and give our viewers a little bit of the background of the organization and how you guys came about.
Sure. In 2019, I had the idea of creating this organization because I saw professionally, being a physical therapist, the needs of my patients. And I saw when I left people's houses, I always felt bad that I couldn't do more. And I thought many of these people that are recovering from surgeries or illnesses needed more help. Their families had, a lot of them are in different states. They have less support at home. They couldn't financially afford to pay caregivers every time they needed help. And so I thought, how could we build a neighbor to neighbor approach to helping people? And that's where MD helped to create the platform.
Awesome. I know, one of the topics here is every day in the US, 10,000 people turn 65. And I know that boomer generation and growing up, we always were told to help our elders in the community. Was there any one specific event in your life other than, your work like MD? What did you want to get help out with besides helping build the platform?
Well, for me, I grew up in Trinidad, and I was very used to a close-knit connections with my neighbors and family members, and growing up, going outside with no shoes on, and everybody was like a family. It didn't matter, stranger, whoever it was that I encountered, I felt like it was a family member. And, a lot of people with technology, they think of technology as being this antisocial thing, where technology is just a tool, and it's really about how you use it. And so for us, we wanted to use it for the good and to help connect communities better, where people do not feel distant and socially isolated from other people. It's really about neighbors helping neighbors.
So let's jump to the technology and the website then, and the volunteers. Who wants to talk a little bit about this platform that you guys created and how you connect neighbors, together?
Right. So when Michelle first approached me, about this, she saw a need for people needing help, because they just weren't able to. And she brought the idea to me, and I just started my production engineering company. So one of the key things when she told me about it, I figured, what would be the most efficient way for people to communicate? And I just thought of, why not use technology? I mean, that everybody's going in that direction.
Sure.
So, I decided the community members were basically the participants that needed help, whether it was with housework, yard work, or transportation. And then the volunteers would be the individuals that are residents, and it would be we start off on a one-to-one basis, and that's one volunteer could help a community member. Then we upgrade it from one-to-one to a group-to-one, where a business could go volunteer to do yard work, raking leaves, so that's how the connection was made. In layman's terms, without cutting out all the technical aspects of it, that's how it became the connection between the community member, the person requesting the services, and the volunteer
So
being within the same location.
now I know it takes money to put something like this together and to connect these people. So let's talk about the grants. Michelle, I know you guys have received several grants from the Hartford Foundation for Public Giving. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we've been so grateful to receive the support from the Hartford Foundation for Public Giving. We've received about 10 grants from them, and they had the Greater Together community grants. And so in the towns of Ellington and Glastonbury, Hebron, Newington, Summers, East Granby, we've been very successful in creating a network of support for their residents. And any town in Connecticut can use yourcommunitycares.org. That's our website. Yourcommunitycares.org connects local residents within 15 miles of each other to provide that network of resources, which are really the people that can help one another. In addition to the Hartford Foundation for Public Giving, we've received a grant from the Connecticut Community Foundation, and we're just grateful to be able to help people in the Waterbury and the Litchfield Hills region as well.
So let's say a volunteer gets connected. What are some of the activities they can experience and expect to do? I know it's a case-by-case basis, but what are some of the primary ones people typically do?
So we have right now 4 categories, and the categories that volunteers can assist in are housework, yard work, they can provide transportation, or they can be a companion. And within those categories, there's many subcategories. So if a person needed help with pet care, or they just wanted someone to talk to, or they needed a ride to the doctor, or they needed laundry done, the community member puts in the request of whatever they're in need of. An email goes out to volunteers within 15 miles of their home, and then a volunteer will accept it based on their availability and their interest. So you're only going to match with people that you have an interest with.
I think that's the one particular element of this that really, connects with me, knowing that you can decide, where most people have to do volunteer work. It's whatever is expected, right? They have to do it, but you really can kind of find your niche and your expertise. If, for example, I love doing yard work, if that's what is in the need, let me know and I'll get there. So I'm really excited to hear about that. Let's talk a little bit about sponsorships and donations with your community partners as well. How does that work out?
So the key theme, as with what you were just saying, is based on empowerment. And we allow not just the individuals to feel empowered, but we also allow businesses to be empowered, because they're helping provide sponsorship money to pay. It's almost like paying it forward,
right,
for background checks for participants. And that goes towards individuals within their same town. So we are looking into businesses that want to make contributions for those background check sponsorship. And obviously they would be to their community for their charitable giving and helping us keep this process alive for its residents.
I think we might have a little bit of a connection issue there just for a second there. MD just wrote, these are tax deductible sponsorships though, correct?
Correct, yes, it is. It is completely tax deductible in the sense of the business makes the donation, and obviously they can claim for the deductions tax-wise.
Michelle, why don't you talk some of the sponsors, if there have been team service projects, what has been one of the more memorable team service projects you had the the opportunity to be involved with and get that connected?
Yeah, so in the town of Manchester, their Youth Services Bureau is working with the police department. And so some of the officers go with the youth to do yard cleanups. So that's an opportunity to really start that relationship of youth getting involved with some of the police officers. We have high school that is going out to do yard work together. We have faith organizations that are bringing their youth group out to do yard work during this virtual time. People are looking for a variety of ways to get their students out in the community. We have the partner group allows for any, like MD was saying, any business to have their employees volunteer together. So whether they wanted to in this do any of the tasks, they decide what they're going to do and work as a group.
Well, I know this will be airing in the month of November, and I will pledge to you a fall cleanup team service project. I'll get my coworkers together and we'll help you guys out for that.
Awesome.
Let's talk about some fundraising and some potential for volunteerism. I heard you guys have opportunity with UConn basketball games this season. Why don't you talk a little bit more about that for like the last 2 minutes of our segment, please?
Sure. Yeah. UConn concessions, the men's and women's home basketball games at Gamble are a great opportunity for us to do fundraising. So we are looking for volunteers for all of the home men's and women's basketball games that want to be at our concession stand, help us during the games. And they're a lot of fun, all the games. I'm not sure if you've ever been to a game, but they're a lot of fun, a lot of people there, and it's a great way to fundraise for the organization during November, December, all the way up through March.
Great. Well, let's wrap it up. MD, why don't you tell everybody at home the website again and the best way to get in contact with you folks?
Okay, that is the letter U, the letter R, communitycares.org. So yourcommunitycares.org.
Great.
Anybody can call us also at 860-430-4557. And we know that the world is aging, and we provide that virtual connection for people as they're aging in place at home to be more connected to resources directly in their community.
Great. Well, Michelle Puzzo, the president and co-founder, as well as MD Birmingham of Your Community Cares, thank you so much for your time today and the great work you do for our community here in the state of Connecticut. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.